One of the most mentally taxing and challenging problems to deal with can be financial concerns and debt problems. Here with some thoughts on keeping your financial situation on track to reduce the stress is Brian Betz. He is a debt counsellor with Money Mentors, a not-for-profit credit counselling service. Welcome back to Alberta Primetime, Brian.
Thank you, Shauna.
What do you see this time of year as far as people overwhelmed by last year's financial decisions?
You know, I wish that people would wake up on New Year's Day and recognize, hey, I've got a problem, I'm going to call somebody. A call to action, I guess, is what I would love to see, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. And January is not our busiest month. It will pick up in February and March when people do realize that. So for the most part, I think what happens is that people tend to downplay their situation. They struggle in silence, and we do have a problem, and I guess I just want to go to some statistics here in terms of how we got there. So back in 2000, our debt to income ratio, we were in the middle of the pack of the G7 countries. So France, Italy, Germany, the US, England, Japan. And so $1.10 for each, $1.10 of debt for each dollar of income. So middle of the pack. In 14 years, we've gone far and away to number one. Mm-hmm. So we're way up there now. We're ahead of everybody else. We do have a real debt problem in this country. And for the most part, I think what has happened is that it's because of low interest rates. It has really snuck up on a lot of people, and people don't realize the effect that it does have on them. Did a little research this morning and just came across this one piece that said individuals struggling with debt are twice as likely to develop major depression. The more debt they have, the more likely they are to have mental health issues. Debt makes it harder for people to recover from mental health problems. It's linked to other issues such as poor physical health and substance abuse, and people with mental health problems are more likely to have a harder time recovering from debt. Always we have seen people come in, if couples come in, debt is a major stressor for individuals and leads to relationship breakups. And all during my counseling career, I have seen when people can get their debts under control, you can almost see the weight lifted off their shoulders. They now understand that there is a way. I can take control of the situation. The stress is gone. The mental health issues are gone. And so with the mental health focus for this week in terms of talking about mental health, I guess that's sort of where I want to start, that, you know, a lot of the times it does fly under the radar.
Right, and that is so eye-opening what you've brought us. So then what goals should you set now, and how can you stick with them?
Well, again, it's a call to action in terms of reaching out to professionals. A lot of times individuals are not going to recognize their own situation. And so as a neighbor, a friend, a family member, you need to look out for this situation as well, where you've got individuals who may be feeling depressed or staying home, shutting themselves in, gaining weight, those types of things. And once an individual has recognized that he does have an issue, then, you know, call us at Money Mentors for a free consultation, or call a mental health professional. But really, again, it's just putting a plan together and looking to get things under control. You don't have to solve all of the issues at one point in time, but it's just do something, okay?
What are a couple of the top mistakes that people make, though, when coming up with financial plan for the year?
They try to do too much at once, okay? So if this is all new to you and you've never managed a budget, you know, don't try to conquer everything all at once. Come in, be realistic in your goals, try to set something up, and then monitor it and see, hey, was I too optimistic? Was I too pessimistic? Make adjustments as you go and monitor your situation, and just try to do the best you can, and don't try to be so hard on yourself. At least you're doing something and making it like one step at a time. Baby steps.
I think that's a very important point that you make. Don't keep it to yourselves. You have to be open about it. Otherwise, you'll feel like there's nowhere to turn.
Absolutely, and we see that all the time with people who are in depression. They won't open their credit card statements. They just sit there. They don't want to know. They're hiding. We call it, you know, doing the ostrich, going underground, whatever the case may be. Just confronting that issue and recognizing that there are options that they can pursue. Talking to people, be it friends or family members or professionals such as Money Mentors, where you can just understand that, yes, there are options available to you.
Brian, you are always so helpful. Thank you again for your time for our viewers.
Thank you, Shauna.